So, good evening, everybody. I hope you can see us. I'm a little bit worried. Maybe you can't. So, can you hear us at least? Well, it'll take a second or two to get through to you. Here we go.
Yeah.
Right. Yes. So, good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
So, let's see. Hi to Manji. Hi to Azimula, to Roland, to Sheed, to Patricia, to Lax, to Renyard, Shalom, to Maria T, to Roland, to VG, to Pepax, great to have you, Pepax, and to Cuarenta as well. So let's see. I believe we're live. Can you hear us? We can see. Thank you, Sheep. That's what I wanted to know.
Thank you for the confirmation.
Okay, so we're going to continue with the article that we were doing the other day. Hi, Malak, and hi, hello, and Lukash, hi as well, and hi to you, Sheed. I didn't say hi. And that's Atsam, and yeah, Malak and Cuarenta. Akshataku Cuarenta.
Okay.
And hi there,
I was wondering.
Manny as well. So let me just, whoops.
Okay, Malak says I can hear.
And that's
and
brilliant.
Hello from Richmond. Hello.
Richmond, California. Hello, Grace. Great to have you. So, would you read for us, Liz?
Okay, so let's start. Humans are complex beings with many different needs. It is only right that we should use multiple techniques to trim, cast, design, shape our emotions and behaviour. So what do you think?
So, hi, Vitali. Great to see you. And Valentine and Amin. I think we probably ought to read the next one as well. Sometimes that involves looking inwards to land, floor, ground, our thinking in our bodies. And other times we need to look outwards and remind ourselves of our essential connections to the people around us. So, yes, this is definitely
okay.
there.
Somebody's starting.
Okay, so
shape. They're all going for shape. Cast.
Okay, so let's see. We've got shape for Manny, shape for Malak, cast for Sheed, Amin for shape, Valentine, Maria T, and Cuarenta for shape. Good evening, Jerry. And Vitali goes shape and ground. Roland goes for shape. Good evening, Count Beauty. We're glad to see you're safe and still with us. And you go for shape and ground for Manji, and for ground for Valentine as well. And Jerry goes for shape for the first one. So, let's see. And Maria T goes for ground in the second. Hope on Facebook. What does this mean? I don't know. Hope on Facebook.
I don't know.
Wow, Ronan, thank you. That's really kind of you. And good evening, Ronan, as well. So, Cuarenta goes for ground, so does Amin. And Roland says ground our thinking, and Jerry goes for ground. So let's look at these words. So what is to trim, Lizzie?
Well, today I trimmed my dad's
hair. Okay, yeah, look, my hair's shorter. It's probably not very easy to see, but we don't trim our emotions.
Not really.
It's a cast. Cast. Irregular verb. What's to cast?
Right?
Yeah. We cast our emotions, to cast, to broadcast. Good evening, Raoul. And design. We don't design our emotions, do you?
Not really. We can't help having emotions.
Hop, not hope. Hop Facebook. So
hop on Facebook. Get on Facebook.
Yeah, get on Facebook. So the right answer to the first one is shape, very definitely.
Yeah.
And
majority of you were correct.
Yes, yes, exactly, Lex. Thank you, Ronan, for your donation. That's really, really, really kind of you. Yeah. Well, you're all a wonderful group anyway. Yeah. But thank you for that, Ronan. I always try to end up spelling your name with an A instead of an E. And okay, to land. You land an aeroplane, don't you?
For example.
Yeah. To floor.
Floor is a verb.
Yeah, to floor.
Does it work as a verb?
Yeah, I was floored by what he said.
Okay.
Deeply shocked.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I was floored by the third question. So no. And good evening, Fernando Villavicencio, and Manisco as well, and for learn. Okay, so answer to the second one is
Ground.
UND. Definitely.
Really good.
Shape and ground for Fernando.
Really
So
good.
let's see. What does for learn say? Hi, could you tell me if I can use illusion in the singular to make an illusion? Yeah, I can. Are you making an allusion to my honesty?
Yeah, that
Yeah,
works
very.
perfectly.
Yeah, yeah. He was more normally it's more common in the plural. He was making allusions to. Yeah. Okay. Don't worry. So
Okay, so let's go for the next one. There really is no other way to take responsibility for our behaviours and ensure that our relationships continue to brandish, flaunt, amplify, or flourish.
we got a quick answers already. Ensure and flourish for Vitali,
Ensure and
and
flourish for Valentin. Ensure and flourish for Count Butte. Assure for Laxina.
yeah, and Fernando. What is the difference between restrain and constrain? Woof. I think I think restrain is something you do, you probably more you do yourself, whereas constrain is an outside limit. But I think they're probably very good synonyms.
Yeah.
So hi Azimula, and Ronan goes ashore and flourish. Laxina for ashore. Ensure I read that wrong. Vibes, good evening, ensure and flourish. Manji, ensure and flourish. Maria T, assure and flourish. Qualenta, ensure. Sheed, ensure and flourish. Roland, assure. Left or right. Good evening, Leffy.
Yo.
Great to see you. And Qualenta for flourish. Manny, ensure and flourish. And Jerry, assure and flourish. Roland, flourish. Fernando, ensure and flourish. Manny, ensure and flourish. And Roland, flourish to thrive.
Very good.
TW, ensure. Good evening again, Patricia. So, ensure and flourish as well for you. So, let's see. We've got lots and lots of people. Good evening, BG, going for flourish, and we are not quite sure.
It's assure or ensure.
So, what is to assure with an A, Lizzie?
How can I explain it? To like,
I assure you this
yeah,
is
I'm
true.
certain about it.
Do you feel assured about this?
Yeah.
Yeah. So are we making our relationships more relaxed, saying don't worry, or are we making certain, ensure? Yeah. Are we making certain that our relationships continue to have? Is this an Easter special? I guess so, Leffy. This is Lizzie,
Is
Fernando.
it an Easter special? Well, it's not Easter quite yet, is it?
Okay, so Vitali, unsolicited info, constrained, forced and restrained, keep under control. Yeah, so it's the same. Thank you, Manji. She's Elizabeth. Yeah. Okay, so to brandish, to assure, to
Guarantee, yes.
to give people guarantees, whereas to ensure is to make certain. And VG goes for assure. Let's see. I don't think we are assuring our relationships. I think I am making certain for myself that my relationships continue to flourish. Yeah. Ha. So to assure our relationships. I understand with this,
To make
Vitaly.
you feel at ease.
Yes, to assure, to make you feel at ease.
That your relationships will thrive. Maybe it could work.
It could. I think it could
There
work.
really is no other way to take responsibility for our behaviours and assure. But who are we assuring?
Assure
Ourselves.
ourselves, and I think
Could be.
assure. I would want to put ourselves.
I think ensure works better, but you
Yeah.
could use assure.
Okay, so we're both going to go for ensure. SURE. Yeah, ensure and flourish. Definitely flourish.
Nice to meet you, Fernando.
Yeah, flourish. Flourish. It means to grow very well. Yeah. The business is flourishing. To brandish. to wave around. Yeah, he brandished his sword. Yeah, to threaten somebody with something, you brandish it. Yeah, he brandished the law. To flaunt, do you know this word, to flaunt?
Won't be similar to brandish. Kind of similar.
No, to flaunt is to show everyone how brilliant you are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He's always flaunting his brand new Mercedes. Yeah, he's flaunting his sports car.
But maybe you could flaunt your sword, like show your sword.
Yeah, okay. You could look at my sword, everyone. Look at it. Whereas brandish it, you're waving it around, um, attacking people. Huh. To flaunt. Okay. To brag about, to show everyone that,
Flaunt, show off.
to
Yeah.
show off about. Yeah, and we don't amplify. Yeah, to continue to amplify. This is more for sound. Flaunt the law. Yes. Okay. To flaunt the law. No, no, Leffy. It's to flout the law. Flout the law. I had a question about this the other day. Yes, Leffy. Flaunt, brag, very good Laxina, or boast. That's it. Ensure seems to be followed with that. I would normally assure somebody that something is true, but I would ensure that something is true. Okay, so flout the law, yeah. Whereas you flaunt, you show off. And for learn, what's the difference between
Insinuate and
intimate?
and can I use hint at without at with direct object?
Yeah, he was hinting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was hinting at how much money he had. To insinuate or to intimate. I think they're very close synonyms again. I think you could use them interchangeably. Yeah. To insinuate is to suggest that something is true without saying it, and to intimate, you're giving hints that it's true. You're hinting at it. Yeah, you're just hinting, but you're not actually saying it. Good evening, Emin. So that's the end of the previous article. So the new one is about time poverty.
This is an interesting topic.
Yeah. So, whoops, I've gone too far.
Okay.
We need to wait until this appears here.
Yep.
Insinuate, imply, and to intimate, I would say as well to imply. Okay, Regnard, culture can flourish as well. Italian culture flourished during the Renaissance. A family can flourish to do very well. Yeah. So absolutely, Regnard, definitely. And okay,
They're already answering.
yeah, they're already answering. So,
They're way faster than us.
would you read?
The time poverty that steals or robs parents of success. There's never enough time in the day, but for some parents, there's even less. And the time poverty problem was never, is never, has never been more magnified. What do you think?
So the first question is, what's the difference between rob and steal? And VG has already given it. So I need to read some answers. So Rob's for Quarenta, for Roland, for Vives, for Vitali, for Manji, for Laxina.
They're all going for robs.
Yeah, and VG says rob someone of something, steal something.
Really good.
Vibes, good evening. Vibes says has never been.
Okay.
Count for robs. Vibes for deprive of. That deprives parents of time. Yeah, definitely. And Patricia goes for Robs. She'd okay, Robs, TW for Robs. Vitali says has never been. Laxva has never been. Manji, Valentine, Maria T. All of you for Robs and has never been. Ronan has never been. Quarenta
And
for
Min goes for steals.
okay. So,
Have
Emin,
different opinions.
listen. You steal a thing, but you rob a person or a place. So he robbed the bank, he stole the money. Yeah, when he robbed the bank, he stole the money. Okay, VG.
Trudies, hello.
Okay, VG, rob of and has never been. Samira has never been. Get through this. Good evening. Great to have you. And Leffy goes for Rob's. Renyard for has never been. Patricia has never been. Sheed. TW. Manisco for Robson has never been. Emin has never been. Jerry for steals. So, Jerry, steal things, rob people and places. Heh, VG flaunted his watch, so I robbed it. Very good. You stole his watch, Leffy. Definitely. And Ronan
Be
for
careful,
Rob.
VG.
Yeah, be careful. Okay. And I mean, we say robber, but never say stealer. That's also true. Yeah?
Really good.
Because a robber robs people and places.
Poor people are robbed of proper education.
That's a
Lovely example.
lovely example, Roland. And Fernando. Gordon Bennett. Bloody hell. Wow. You're surprised. Yeah? Is it that late? Gordon Bennett. And VG. Okay. So Leffy goes for logs. Leffy goes for lol.
Leffy goes for lol directly.
And Malak says robs of, and Jerry says has never been. And to rob somebody of something, to dispossess. Thank you, Vitali.
Really
Roland says has never been. Steal is to rob in disguise. Well, you need to steal things, okay? And my pleasure. And Amin goes for rob. So, rob people of things. And okay, I didn't even put the right in the answers. So,
getting ahead of yourself.
robs.
And we didn't ascertain that the second one was
But
it actually
yeah, has never been from the past to now. Has never been. We use the present perfect for unfinished time. Good evening, polyglot.
rob someone of dignity. Okay, that's a good expression. Raynard says, are there words in English to say steal something clandestinely? I don't know if I pronounced that correctly, without using any force or threats, and to steal something implementing force and all threats.
Okay.
Okay.
Woof.
That's a hard one.
To steal clandestinely. Let's see, with force, for example, to pillage, to loot, normally in wartime. The clandestinely, this to me sounds more like embezzlement, but this is money from your company. So VG, once I called someone a stealer when I knew little English, but thankfully was understood. You'll be understood.
Exactly.
Okay, so we're already getting answers for the next one. And time for you to catch up. Sorry. Read for me.
Time for yourself. Time to spend with your kids, or time to catch up to, out to, on at, upon household tasks.
Ask any parent what their greatest complaint is, and many will say some copy, type. Mide. I think I meant middle. And it's a double D.
And it's a double D. There you go, double D.
Okay, thank you. Version of the same problem. There isn't simply enough time for everything. So let's see, we've got Vitali and vibes for catch up on, same with Count Beauty. You steal a robot is different from rob a robot. Yes, if it was the robot's possession. That's the idea, Jerry. Okay, that's really good, VG. You can feel it. Well, of course I'm happy. I'm with my wonderful daughter. Okay. Manny says up to and type.
Okay.
I hate when it.
Yeah. We're losing our spot. Sorry, guys. Where are we on?
Manny here.
Okay.
Count goes for type. Emin for up to. Vitali type. Maria Traspaso goes up to. Patricia goes for up on. To shoplift. It's the same as to steal. Yeah, have you been shoplifting? Have you?
Specifically in a shop or
Yeah,
a store,
in a store. Yeah,
in a supermarket, for example.
yeah, and that's you hope they don't notice it. AK goes for version,
Okay.
and Manji for catch up on, she to plunder, to rob with force. Yes. Um, to mug as well.
Yeah, that's a good one. To
That's to
mug.
rob with force,
Yeah.
but that's a person on the street. Um, and to catch up on household tasks. Good TW. Up to and type, says Emin. Up on and version for Amin. Shoplifting, stealing from a shop. Thank you, Vitali. Manji goes for type. And Valentine up to and version. Marietti for type. Up on and type for Emin. TW some version. Laxina version. For learn goes for type. Maria Traspasso for copy. Okay, and Ronan up on. Patricia for version. Leffy up on and version. Guarenta for catch up on. VG catch up on. Sheed up to and version. Roland catch up on. Ronan goes for type. Ham. Okay. Jerry for catch up on. Vitali says it's a pleasure. And version for VG. Roland for type. Head through this up to and type of. Jerry for version. It's both transitive and intransitive. You can shoplift something or you can just shoplift. And Manny goes for catch up on. I rushed the answer. Leffy, it was like when Charlie Veach catches shoplifters. Very good, Leffy. And vibes, version of sounded better while I reread it. Up on for Grace. Could we use present perfect after when? When I have done this, I will ring you. Definitely, I mean. To filch, pilfer, steal, something of little value. Shoplift is both, definitely vibes.
So many words for stealing.
Shoplift is intransitive. I shoplifted this bottle of whiskey. I shoplifted whiskey. I guess you could, but it's probably more commonly intransitive. And, okay, so Nur Hamza goes for type as well. And Sadrida up to and type fits the best. And to dare in its anomalous form. Dare you do this? I daren't do it. Yeah?
Well, that's twisted.
Okay, so let's see. When you're late, you're falling behind. What do you need to do? Which of these things do you need to do? Yeah?
You need time to catch up on
Yes.
your household tasks.
To catch up on, absolutely. Up on. Okay. Yeah.
At this age, sir.
Oh, yes, definitely. Okay, so let's see. To catch up to, if there are a group of people in front of you, you want to catch up to them. But you normally want to catch up on the group in front as well, but catch up on where you're behind. So catch up on household tasks. Yeah. I think you catch up to a position, whereas you catch up on something. Yeah. I need to catch up on my homework. I need to catch up on the rest of the class at school. Here I could probably say catch up to as well. And okay.
Looks like middle version. I am confused. Middle or version. Okay. For the second one.
Yeah. Okay. And
up on and copy. There are many for the second one.
Yeah. Some version of the same version sounds reasonable. Yeah. Some version of the same version. I love it. And Leffy, my greatest enemy is time. Time is always against me. Yeah. You're catching up on lost time. Yeah. Okay. So you need to catch up to something that's in front of you, a group that you want to catch, but it's much more common catch up on. Catch up with and catch up to. So catch up with household tasks would work very well. I need to catch up with the work. I think with probably also includes the two meaning for learn. Yeah. Okay, and Laxina says mine is space, though not at the same time. It's up to you. It depends on you. Yes. Some version of the same problem.
Okay.
Yes. So, some
Went for coffee.
went for copy, but some copy doesn't feel very good.
Not really.
Yeah. Some type. No, because
So copy would be something identical.
yeah, but you see, people are saying the same type of thing. Yeah, they're saying the same version of things. Yeah, they're not saying exactly the same thing, but the meaning is the same in many and various different ways. Yeah, and I think that's the idea for
Okay.
it. Yeah.
Hello, Contest.
So, hello, Conte. Great to have you. Okay, so yeah, so catch up on or catch up with, but it's not there, and some version. Yeah, well done, VG. You got it right. That's brilliant.
Okay.
So, would you read for us this?
Let's go for the next one. Defined as the chronic, addicted, settled, firm feeling of having too many things to do and not enough time in which to do them.
Oh,
Time poverty is on the rise.
okay, Ronan's asking what's wrong with type. Let's see, types are different. They're saying different types of thing, whereas version, the essential thing, is the same. Yeah. The essence of the meaning is the same. Whereas with type, I think types are different.
Yeah.
Yeah. Different types of car. They're not the same car.
Yeah.
You'd have different versions of the same car, but different types would be a different model or a different make. Yeah. Okay, so not wishing to rain on your parade, shoplifting's intransitive. I'll accept it perfectly happily, Vitali. And version or versions.
I'd say
Some version. Some version.
version. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so
What would you like to eat is better replied to as it depends on you.
would you like to eat is better replied to as it depends on you. Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
if you want. So let's see. In this next one, we've got firm for count, Vitali for chronic, AK for chronic, Renyard for chronic, Patricia for chronic. Victor says firm feelings. Okay, have fun in Hampshire. Lovely place, Ayad. And addicted says Amin. I love a good bit of chronic, says Brona. And Fernando, don't waste your time, or time will waste you. Don't waste your time, or time will waste you. Okay, so good evening, Ayad. And Manny says chronic, and
Type machine.
okay,
Yeah.
and Jerry for chronic. She'd addicted or chronic. I'm hesitating. Chronic feelings, firm feelings. It depends what you mean. Chronic feeling, says Manny, a feeling that repeats itself. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Polyglot, chronic, which means habitual. Manji goes for chronic. Would you mind if I'm eating? Would you mind if I eat? Not at all. It's up to you. Okay. So,
What do you think? What's the answer?
what do I think the answer
Because
is?
somebody said something interesting around there about having a firm feeling.
Okay, firm feelings. I think you have a firm opinion. Yeah, a firm idea of what you want to do. But firm feelings? Would you have a firm feeling?
I guess firm idea, firm opinion.
Yeah. Okay, if you're addicted, you just love doing it and you want to do more and more. Settled, yeah.
Not changing, like
Established in place, but a person settles. So chronic. Firm feelings do not change, whereas chronic is particularly for a disease. It's something that comes back again and again, and you can't cure it.
And I think it's like chronic would be best because we're talking about a problem, basically.
A firm belief. Yeah, it's my firm belief this is true. I just asked, could we use would you plus ing? Would you eating? No, not at all.
Would you be eating?
Would you be eating? Yeah, would I find you eating? But would you eating? No. Okay, so stable. No, I would say habitual. Yeah. Settled is stable. Chronic is again and again and again and again for
Yeah, for a long time.
yeah, particularly for, I don't know, chronic arthritis, for example, or chronic asthma.
So Roland says chronic has negative connotation, which is true.
Which is true. And Laxina says chronic asthma, which is a good one as
Yep.
well. The Headington shark got taken down. Oh my God, I'm so unhappy, Leffy. I love the shark. And
Okay, so let's go for the next one. Research shows most people feel persistently time poor, and that time poverty can have severe and all over, wide reaching, all out, all in impacts, including lower well being, physical health, and productivity.
and there's some good words here.
Yep.
So, Roland says settled, meaning stable. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Vitali goes for wide reaching.
Valentin for all over, Amin for wide reaching, Count Vitae for wide reaching, Vibes for wide reaching. Jerry, chronic comes from chronos, time.
Yep, very good.
VG, wide reaching, impacts. Manjira, wide reaching, Ronen, all over. Laxina, wide reaching, Roland, wide reaching. Sheed goes for all out. Manny, wide reaching. Patricia for wide reaching. Renard, wide reaching. Maria, all over. Amin, all over. I think, yeah, there's kind of 50-50 with all over and wide reaching.
Okay,
Well,
so
Sheed went for all out.
let's look at all out to start with. All out is an adverb meaning as fast as you can. I ran all out. I worked all out as fast as I could. Yeah. Okay, so it's not that. What's all in?
All in. I like to put everything in. Like, if you go all in poker,
Yeah.
you give all your money, everything.
Okay, let's read a few more of these. So Hadi, good evening, goes for what? So Emin goes for all over. Hadi for wide reaching. Hello, Samrida. And 40 for wide reaching. Mohit for wide reaching. Jerry wide reaching. And Ronan for a 50-50. Huh. The products were made all out. That would work very nicely.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. They were going as fast as they could. All in includes everything. For me, all in, I'm thinking about you. You go on a holiday and everything is included. It's all in.
Yep.
Your meals, your trips, the places where you stay. You can also actually.
And I'm all in to go on those holidays with you.
Okay, yeah, you support
I'm all in.
Yeah, you support it wholeheartedly. Okay. So Mohit says wide reaching, and Ronan said all over. All in, as in all in wrestling. That's a really good example. I love it. So all over. I've got I've dropped paint all over the floor, all
Covering
over.
everything.
Yes. He the dog vomited all over my trousers. Yeah, so covering everything, but wide reaching. It has a very wide range, wide reaching effects, wide reaching impacts. Yeah, this new law is very wide reaching. There's also far reaching, probably a bit more popular. Yes, I quite agree, Renyard. And all in price, exactly, Vitali.
Yep.
All in poker, says Leffy.
Yep.
Could we miss the dash in these words? Probably, yes, you probably could, Emin. You can probably miss the hyphen.
Can all in mean exhausted?
Yes, I'm all in. Something I was going to say earlier, but I got carried away. I'm absolutely all in. I've got no energy left. Yeah, I need to go to bed. An all in trip, exactly, VG. And Kone- Konenubi, thank you for everything. I was born and raised in Israel and went to an American school. But when we came to the States, there were many different sayings that I didn't understand. I've learned a lot. That's great. Polyglot says all out. All out means as fast as you can. So, no, all over, covering everything,
Across.
all over the world.
All over the world, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you meant hyphen. You can probably take the hyphens out without problems. And I mean, I also have heard another meaning for all out war. Yes, with everybody doing as much as they can. Yeah,
Full
they
scale war.
full scale. Very definitely. I mean,
Go
go
all out.
go flat out. I love it. So wide.
Not writing. I'm typing.
Okay, wait a second. Wide reach is definitely the answer.
And wide-reaching.
Thanks, it's informal. I looked it up. Yeah, you can definitely say all in, meaning exhausted as well. Yeah, so after this class, we're both going to be absolutely all in.
Yep.
Yeah, having given our all and worked all out to to help you improve your English, and to do this all over the world.
Yeah. Knew all of them in one phrase.
An all-in fee, Haddy. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Everything included.
The problem is particularly persistent among parents. Those living with children younger than 15 have up with, onto, up on, up to 14 hours per week less free time than those living alone, according with, to, from, on, of official UK statistics from 2018.
So we've got up to for Vitali.
You guys are so fast.
For vibes, for count. Vitali, 2 for the second one. And Maria T up 2. Qualenta up 2. I like that. Vibes for 2. Valentine up 2. And VG up 2. And Roland up 2. Count for 2. Sheed up 2. Patricia up 2. And Manny up 2. Laxina up 2. Ronan up 2. Manji up 2. Laxina up 2. Thank you very much, Leffy.
Thanks, left, right.
And thank you, Ronan, as well. Okay, yes, definitely a little devil. Okay, and Maria T says according to. Okay, he was so angry, she threw an all-out tantrum in the supermarket. I love it.
Really good. Where she was shoplifting.
Yeah, and Sheed for 2. Manji for 2. Roland according to. Patricia 2. Jerry up 2. And thank you again, Leffy. Rainyard up 2. Amin up 2. Samrida up 2. A little devil, definitely. Leffy's a little devil, but that's why we love him. And thank you again, Leffy, and Ronan. And Hadi up 2. And for learn, and up to and according to, exactly. According to. So
I think you guys
you're pretty happy with this according to. Yep. According to is the dependent preposition. So up with, no way. Up on, no way. On to, no way. So up to means the maximum possible. So very often you see opportunities to earn up to $1 million a year. Probably means you're going to earn $1 a year. Yeah. But up to, it's the maximum possible. Yeah. Leffy says if I donate enough, he will tolerate my badness. I tolerate your badness anyway, Leffy, because you're a real character and a real
you're always a laugh.
Yeah, that's exactly. Okay, so Emin goes up 2 as well. Okay, and let me just get this in position. Wait a sec, because it needs to appear here. So well done, all of you. Up
Yeah,
to a
good
maximum.
job.
Up to a maximum. Yeah. Hey, he made me smile. It's a good phrase. Yeah. And
Which I will not put.
oh yes, there's this this is it Mr. Bean sketch with this is something with which I will not put. Yeah. Something which I will not put up with. I love it, Vitali. Okay. So
Research suggests that first, central, initial, staple, primary caregivers of many kinds, particularly low-income mothers without access to the support structures available to higher earners, are particularly biased, sloped, affected, prone to time pressure, and the chronically time poor often find themselves trapped in a cycle of social and economic poverty.
so notice they've used the chronic here.
Yeah.
And okay. So Vitali, primary and prone. Leffy says thanks, Sheed. And Vibe says prone too. Count initial and prone.
Mm-hmm.
And 40, prone to. And Amin says primary and prone. Thank you, Hedge. It's very kind of you. And Maria T says primary and prone. And Leffy says primary school where Leffy studies. And Ronan goes for primary and prone. Okay, yes, polyglot up to two.
Really good.
And Valentine primary prone. Hadi primary prone. Lax primary prone. The same for VG. Roland goes for primary, Leffy for prone, Manny affected.
Learn first and prone. Manji primary and prone to. Roland prone to. Amin primary and prone. Patricia primary and prone. Vitali, is it?
Apocryphally credited to Winston Churchill. There are lots and lots of stories credited to him. Yeah, like Lady Astor says, "Sir, you're ugly." No, sir, you're drunk. And he says, "Madam, you're ugly, but I will be sober in the morning."
She'd went for first and prone. Renyard for primary and prone. So many of you actually went for first.
Okay, so let's look at prone first. You go to special needs school. I love it. Okay, and 40 goes for primary and Manny goes for affected by. So the answer to this second one is prone.
Yeah.
Yeah, affected by time pressure, but prone to, definitely. Biased is because you're prejudiced, and sloped is at an angle, something that's not completely flat. The road is sloped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And affected we would use with by.
Yeah, affected by. Isn't staple a verb? Well, if you use a stapler, very definitely. Okay, so first caregivers. No, I think this is first aid.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's the first person who gets there, but a caregiver is somebody who looks after. Yeah,
Maybe if you're adopted.
staple. Let's see, staple products, everyday products, essential product, rice, flour, things like that. Okay, initial caregivers. These are the person who starts, but no, central caregivers. No, the collocation is
Primary. Do you prefer to spell it as biased or biased? What is the difference? I'm not sure.
Wait a second. I'm happy with biased here. Let's just.
Okay, from staple. Sam Larid went for initial and prone to.
Yeah.
And Laxina says, how much is your head, sir?
It's not for sale.
Do you prefer to spell it as biased or biased?
I would spell it with a single S. Very definitely. Something prone to staple food. Yeah. A staple issue.
Essential. Yeah.
I guess you probably could say a staple caregiver, but the collocations are primary caregiver. Biased. Party pre. Okay, very good. Flower mites, or these mites that you get in your hair as well. I've just read the rest of the sentence. It's important to read all of the sentence. Laxina says she needs a dictionary. Thank you, Ronan, for your kind words.
Thank you.
Okay, so if you're prone to it, means you are sensitive to it. It normally affects you. It's liable to happen to you, and it's a primary caregiver. Yeah, a primary caregiver is the main person who looks after somebody.
Yep.
Yeah.
Father,
Okay.
mother.
Primary caregiver. That sounds brilliant. Okay, initial stages, says Patricia.
Primary and
prone.
prone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Isn't the mites you have in your hair called lice?
Yes,
Yeah.
they can be. Or nits.
Hair lice.
Head lice.
Head lice.
Or nits as well. Yeah. Okay, so would you read for me?
The pandemic has magnified many of the problems of time poverty. But experts believe that there could be ways to close the space gap, they're already answering,
Yeah.
hole, rift, and void.
Okay, so Vitali goes for gap. Letty says void. Juanenta for gap. Hair, it's okay, VG. I have days like that. Ronan goes for gap. Same with Count Beauty. Laxina, Sheed, knits. Exactly, that's correct, VG. Amin goes for gap. Valentine for gap. Polyglot for gap.
Have you ever had knits? Yes.
Yes.
Plenty of times, at least me.
Yeah,
I don't
no.
know about
If
you.
you've had knits, I've
Who's
had
had
knits.
knits?
The question is who gave them to who? No,
Yeah, exactly.
Letty gave them to both of us. Okay, Hattie says gap. Victor gap and void. Roland close the gap.
Cononubi.
Conenubi goes for gap. Patricia for gap. Reynard for gap. Hare. 3D April, 3rd April. And Manji for gap. Hare. Not two. Hare. Okay, I probably.
Maybe you wrote second.
Yeah, I'm very capable of it. Close the gap. Because let's see a void. Where would we use void? There's a void in my life. The void to talk about space.
Yeah.
Yeah?
I think it's mainly figuratively, isn't it?
Yeah. You close the gap, but fill the void.
Ooh, really good.
I love it, Vitali. Thank you. Close the gap and fill the void. Very good. Because a gap is two-dimensional. A void is three-dimensional. Very definitely.
If I found one in my hair, I
I'd
would
be
be
bald.
bald the next
So are you bored at the moment, Letty?
day.
Okay.
Mind the gap, really good.
Yes. Mind the gap.
Yeah.
But it's not mind the void.
Yeah.
Mind the gap. Okay, very definitely. You've got to fill the gap. Close the gap. Fill the void. Close the gap. Yeah.
Is the world plural?
Yes. One louse, two lice. One mouse, two mice.
Yep.
Exactly. Okay, so gap is definitely the answer. And wait until we get to the next one.
Okay.
Yeah, one louse, two white. He was staring into the void. He was staring, I would say, into Hattie.
Hiring the best employees has left a void in the office.
That's a good example. I like it. Very definitely, Roland. Okay, and yes.
Okay. The greatest impacts. We live in an era in which productivity is advertised, heroic, fetishized. Always on culture means that our work often roams, rambles, casts, strays, astrays into our personal time. Parenting feels more intense, and our friends, hobbies, and interests are just a tap or swipe away on our phones 24/7.
Okay, so to swipe. You swipe somebody's card through the card reader.
Yep.
Yeah, you swipe a card. To swipe is a movement.
And also to swipe on your phone.
Ah, yes. Yes.
Swipe away mindlessly. Just swipe away.
Yeah.
Not
Okay.
even thinking about it.
Okay. So let's see. Vitali goes for fetishized. Somebody said something null and void for vibes, which is a very good one. And Jerry said void of vacuum as well. As an
Okay.
adjective too, be void or null and void. So Vitali goes for fetishized, and void reminds me of chemistry from Samridar. Okay, could it also be staring at the void and staring into the void? I suppose so, but I think into's much better. Vitali goes for strayed. Count says advertised and strays. Laxina, one louse, two lice, and 100 fleas. My cat's fleas keep on biting me. She says fetishized and roamed. Emin for fetishized and roamed. This one is difficult. I quite agree,
Yep,
Leffy.
it is.
Jerry says advertised Leffy. The class went from primary school to PhD level very quickly. Good. Or even post PhD. And Polyglot says fetishized and roamed. Jerry says roams for the second one.
Fetishized and cast by Haddy.
Okay.
Okay, so what do you think?
Well, the first thing I'm going to do is this word astrays.
Versus strays.
Astray without an S is an adverb. To go astray, to go in the wrong way. The accountant managed to make some of the money go astray, go in the wrong way. So it's not astray. Yeah. And VG, fetishized and roamed, but I don't really know. Roland for fetishized and roamed. And good evening, Mohammed Al-Bunaga. Great to see you. Renyard, advertised, fetish also fits and roams. This is very, very interesting.
Yep.
I think the first one you're mostly pretty happy with. To lead somebody astray. Absolutely, Vitali. Patricia goes for strays for the last one. Okay, so absolutely fetishized. That's perfect
for the first one.
So it's like people are turned on by it. It's something that is they think is fantastic. It's not advertised and it's not heroic. It's fetishized. Okay, so good evening, Rocco, and you lead VG astray, very definitely, Leffy. And VG's second choice is strayed. Patricia goes for advertised for the first one. Is advertised. In which
I don't know which productivity is advertised. It could be advertised, but
it could be advertised, but
Well, I don't-
fetishized is a better answer.
I don't think there's a context for it.
Yeah, yeah. I guess they could be advertising all over the place.
Yeah.
And Manji goes for fetishized and stray. For learn asks, can I use and after a semicolon like in the text? I'm not very happy with it, but yes, you can, because you can start a sentence with and. I don't think it's very good technique, and I'd rather not do it. But yes, you can for learn. And Coned Nubi, I feel that strays is better because work shouldn't interfere with our personal time.
Mm-hmm.
That's a very nice comment. And High Nightmare. A sheep can go astray, gets lost. Very definitely, Vitali. And drawing people in, fetishized. Okay. Yes, it's very attractive to people. It seems very sexy. Yeah. Samrida. To roam and to go astray. To roam is to walk without any
direction.
When you wander, you roam.
Yeah.
Whereas astray says absolutely the wrong direction.
You're walking off the path.
Yeah.
Off the path.
Yeah. And that's why. Okay, to ramble, to go for a long walk, or to talk for a long time about a subject that's not really to the point. Or you could have a rambling rose, a rambling plant that grows over the ground, for example. So, Ramsey, thank you, Ramsey. Here, bleeds into.
Leads into our
For-
personal time.
It's
That's really
it's
good.
a really, really good synonym, Leffy. I love
Like
it.
the comment by
Read.
Renyard. Many things that are advertised by the media are fetishized by the public.
That,
The public.
that's really,
Really good.
really good. And okay, so you're going for fetish now, Patricia. That's a good.
Change your mind.
It's a good choice.
And yes, you have
Yes,
to choose the word that fits the best.
to ramble, to waffle, very definitely. Okay, I'm glad you got that, P. So, would creep into also work?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
would say so.
I would definitely say so.
Often creeps into our personal time, absolutely.
So, the right answer here is
Okay.
yeah, because to stray is to go in the wrong direction into our lives, whereas to roam, you have control and you're not going anywhere in particular. To ramble, I would go go on a long walk in the country, yeah, and in the wrong way.
And
But
cast,
to cast, to throw,
to throw into our personal time.
casts itself.
Yeah.
No, not really. Strays, as I said, is an adverb, so it's got to be strays.
Well, this is hard, okay. I really need a dictionary. Give me your head.
Yeah.
He should definitely then sell his head.
You've confused to roam and to ram. To ram, to charge into. A ram is a male sheep. Yeah.
Encroach on as well.
Oh, yes, to encroach on our personal time.
Oh, gosh, encroach on.
Encroaches on our personal time. It's a very, very nice synonym. Okay, so they're just a tap or a swipe away, as Lizzie showed. Yeah, you tap or swipe. Thank you, thank you. Okay, so let me put the next one in.
Okay. I was right. The reason I went with strays was because even though roam is wandering aimlessly, but strays feels like a more interrupting word.
Yeah, it strays into, it's interrupting people, whereas roam is more accidental.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's very good.
I got it perfectly. Cool. Konenubi, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and Samrida, thank you. Great. So,
Okay. You will find it hard to find any one human being who says that they are not time poor, says Grace Lorden, director of the Inclusion Initiative at the LSE. People more regularly feel like they need to be on call for work, family and friends, as we are so plugged into, conversant with, aware of, choked into technology all the time.
Vitali goes from plugged into. To encroach on is to invade. Yes, very definitely. To encroach on somebody else's space, to encroach on somebody else's responsibility. And vibes goes for plugged into as well.
How we say plugged into as well. Plunged into Ronan, but I guess you mean plugged into. Patricia, strays, and second choice rambles, perhaps.
I'm not happy with rambles either. I just strays, P. Laxina for plugged into, Valentine for plugged into, Sheed for plugged into, Manji, Amin, VG. Okay, we're going to have a landslide on
Yeah,
this one.
it looks like it.
Okay, so conversant with. Are you conversant with this type of theory? Are you conversant with the meaning of this word? Yeah. Could you talk to somebody about it? Do you know a little bit about it?
Yeah, plugged into.
So, Amin for plugged into, VG, Quarenta for plugged into, Roland for plugged into. Yeah. And Patricia for plugged into as well. And
Nightmare plugged into, really good.
good. Okay, so to be conversant with, you could talk to somebody about it, but you don't have to be an expert. Yeah.
Spend 10 days total per year commuting to and from work.
Poof. Okay,
That's
and
crazy.
that's crazy. To be aware of, to know about,
Be conscious.
to be conscious of. Are you aware of this situation? Choked into. I don't really think this works except for maybe as a metaphor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plugged into is the best one. I mean,
Yeah, this
more so when we're talking about technology.
yeah, this means connected. So, unsolicited infos, make inroads into as well as strays. That's quite good. I like that, Vitali. So, and Samridag and Jerry go for plugged into, so does for learn. And my pleasure, Emin, and Maha for plugged. Good evening, Maha. And Valentine, do you have a PayPal account? As far as I know, taxes are much less over there compared with those on YouTube. Eventually, you'll get more. Okay, thank you, Valentine. And Maria T, unplugged into. I quite like unplugged into. Okay, so let's.
Okay, let's wait for it.
And it'll come. So definitely plugged into the answer. And this is the last question for today.
Plugged into by Hadi.
Yeah. Okay. So it's definitely plugged into, to be plugged into a system. Yeah. To be plugged into into something. Very, very definitely. And hi, Maha. Great to have you.
For children, there are many more structured activities compared to the past. So for parents, your Saturday is no longer simply opening the door and letting a child out to play. These shifts, shunts, revisions, tilts, veers have fundamentally changed the way that we perceive and feel about time.
So Emin said plugged into.
Really good.
Okay, so you should know shunts because there was a video a couple of days ago about shunts. So we've got shifts for Vitali, Roland, Victor, vibes.
We're all going for shifts.
I mean, plugged into, as to stick into. Plugged into. You plug into the electricity. Laxina for shifts, Leffy for shifts, Manji for shifts, Count Beauty for shifts, Valentine for shifts, Jerry for shifts, Nightmare for shifts, Ronan for shifts. We've got an absolute landslide. Patricia for shifts, Sheed for shifts, Hadi for shifts. Yeah, you remember the shunt video. Thank you, VG. To shunt somebody off to camp, to send them to somewhere where to get rid of them, to shunt him into another office. And Maha for shifts. Yes, the bees are fine, Leffy. Renyard says shifts, and so does Qualenda. So, revisions, to revise, to change. When is 109? Another 7 days, maybe 8, Ronan. To revise, to change something.
Mm-hmm.
Could you revise these numbers?
We have to go over them
To
to
tilt,
go over something.
to tilt, to put at an angle.
Mm-hmm.
And paradigm shift as well, very definitely. It's a very good collocation, Vitali. People will understand sidewalk in the UK, but they say pavement. Why the bees? It's because I've got beehives, Laxina. Yeah, I'm a crazy bee fan. Okay, thank you, Leffy. That's brilliant. I love it. There's a famous trucker saying, "Don't be out, take a shunt." What's the difference between shunt to and shunt off to? I think off just gives emphasis, no more. Sidewalk pavement, 9 p.m. Absolutely,
Yep.
VG. So to tilt, to put at an angle, to slope.
To veer.
And to veer, to turn at a sharp angle.
Change direction.
There was a shift in the shunt. That's very good, V. I love it. So that's enough for today. Oh, yes, we need to.
Of course, it's shifts.
Yeah,
because this one mainly means changes, like literally changes.
So, good evening, sir. This is Atish. I'm from India and I've just started watching your YouTube videos. I can say that I've got something precious for what I was looking eagerly. Thank you very much. My pleasure. So, thank you for bringing my English from plain to sophisticated. That's the point of it, Jerry.
That's sweet.
And VG says, I remember down under they say footpath instead of sidewalk.
Wow.
They do say footpath in the UK sometimes as well. Footpath. VG goes for shifts. Thank you for coming and thank you for all the unsolicited info and all the help you've done. Thank you, Count. Stay safe. We're thinking of you. Toodle pip. And thank you, Sheed, as well.
Toodle pip.
So it's great to see you. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys. It was a pleasure.
Okay, and bye-bye and greets from Peru. I love Peru.
Oh.
Yes, take me back to Iquitos, please. Okay, so with a inshallah, I will be back again next week, but without this wonderful lady with me.
From time to time.
Yeah, and thank you, Natalia. Thank you, Maria T. Thank you, VG. And also many thanks to Ronan for the donation and to Leffy for the donation.
Thank you,
Both
guys.
very kind of you both. Thank you, Quarenta, as well. Great to see you.
Why Quarenta, by the way?
So I started to call him AK.
Okay.
And he said, please, would you give me a Spanish nickname?
Okay, Quarenta.
So AK-47 is a type of gun.
Yeah.
And 47 is too long.
Yeah.
So 40.
Yeah.
And
I
that's
like it.
what.
Okay. Love the reasoning.
Okay. So thank you, Valentine. And thank you as well. I can't say your name. I wish I could. And love and peace. Shalom to everyone. Thank you. And Nightmare says, Inshallah.
Inshallah.
Inshallah, I will be back next week. I will leave the chat on for a bit so you can chat to each other. And I'm so glad you liked it. So